Hey guys, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm incredibly excited to bring you some content over here on YouTube after such a long time. And I do believe that today's video is going to be an absolute blast because we're going to be discussing the differences between this block and why I particularly dislike this block. And when I mean I dislike it, yeah, it's pretty bad, and you really shouldn't go around using, you shouldn't go around just saying the name willy-nilly. It ain't no good for you. So, as we are here, and of course, you hit record, and then what happens? The sun starts to go down. Right, I'm back, and it's now daytime again. The sun is rising. Oops-a-daisy, the sun is rising. So hopefully we've got a few minutes to get this introduction on the way. So yeah, here we are. Welcome to YouTube. It's a pleasure to have you. If you haven't already checked out some of my content over there on Twitch, please do consider giving me a bit of love. Go and drop a follow over at twitch.tv/Drathmorg, and you can catch me there live from Thursday to Sunday, pretty much every week. Unless, of course, you know, the real life stuff gets in the way and you got to go and do stuff. So, yeah, that's the way that is. Enough chatter, let's get this show on the road, because I'm sure we're all desperate to find out which one of these reign supreme. So first up, the scaffolding. So let's just have a quick look. Let's say we're going to do some work over here. It's pretty easy. We bring our block over and we pull her up. We have a look. Is that high enough? That's fine. You get on the inside of it. Up you go. Brilliant. But the first thing that you have to do when you get up here is you're going to have to build yourself some form of a platform so that you can actually shift, so that you don't fall off while you're, you know, leaning back to look at angles and stuff. The very first thing you have to do is build some kind of platform, because if all you've got is the centerpiece and you hold shift, you're going to go straight back down. So that would be my first annoyance. My second annoyance would be block wastage. How many blocks you actually need to get the job done. And you've got to bear in mind that you're looking at the block palette behind me. Let's say I'm doing some terraforming work. I'm going to have gravel, stone, andesite, cobble, slabs in each of the various different types. I'm going to have a multitude of different tools on me. I've got stone for buttons. Maybe I've got, you can see there some custom player heads, which, whoops-a-daisy, that's my face. But yeah, you can see some custom player heads behind there. I've got vines. There's different bits and pieces. Maybe, yeah, that's a whole lot of different blocks. And really? And now we get some bad weather? Really? So we're already talking pretty much 2 rows of our inventory for just blocks that we particularly need, not accounting for junk items and other bits that we've gathered along the way. You don't really have so much inventory space. So being able to use something like Netherrack, where I pretty much need just 1 slot taken up, versus potentially needing multiple of this block, I mean, that's a little bit silly for me. So let's just... Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, we come up. Once you're up on the inside, that's like 30-something blocks. That's 30-something blocks excess that we didn't need to use. With rack, it'd be pretty much the same thing. Up we go. We do our pillar up. Yeah. And then along we go. We just build straight out. We can crouch on this without any issues. So it's not like we're having to do anything. And as I've explained before, I don't need any farms. I just nip into the nether, spray my pickaxe, and we are good to go. So that's it. I've just hopped into creative because what I would like to do is add in a temporary block structure along the bottom here to say if we were working on some of these lower end arches or doing any work there with a distance of like 40 blocks below us, to see which one works out to be the most convenient in this situation. And this is what that looks like. Which, if you don't mind me saying so, I do believe we've used a couple more of these blocks. And considering you've got to craft them, you have to put time into going to collect string, AFKing at the farm, or finding a spider spawner. So one of the other issues with scaffolding is you're doing a nice long run. We've got to about the halfway mark. I need to build out a little bit further. you're placing blocks and then you look down and you realize can't place them on top of leaves. Same thing with flowers. And this is what it would look like if I was doing it with netherrack. It's pretty straightforward. Probably use less than a stack even. And yeah, looking good. If I was working on the bridge and using scaffolding, this is pretty much what it would look like. And there's still loads of wasted blocks. Pointless. Netherrack, look at that. Incredible. Crystal clean and less than a stack. Hey you. Yes. The one watching and listening to me right now. If you like what I do and you want to support me for free, please consider smashing that like button, hitting that big red subscribe button, and maybe even triggering that bell so that you know the next time I post a video, you get to be one of those early people who get to see it before anybody else. At this point in the video, I think we can pretty much conclude that netherrack is beating scaffolding hands down for everything. Ease of use, convenience, easily farmable. You just swing your pickaxe in the nether, pick up some netherrack, and you are pretty much good to go. The scaffolding you have to craft, you have to take a lot of time out in order to produce the block that's supposed to be the temporary block that's going to help you build. Now I think there are a few very small improvements that could be made to scaffolding to make it a block that would truly rival any other temporary block in existence. Now you got to craft it. It's not like people use slime blocks. It's just a farm and then you just go and craft them up and then you're done. This requires 2 farms. You need string and you need bamboo. So that's 2 lots of infrastructure that you need to have ready in order to produce this. And to me, that doesn't justify its lack of functionality. Now, functions that could make it unbelievably incredible would be if you could column down so that you could finally, or so that we could finally in Minecraft, get underneath something when we're on a ledge instead of having to pillar all the way up from the floor. That, to me, geniusness. I do think the ability to just be able to pop everything off is just fantastic. That's convenient and I think it's a wonderful feature. Sadly, I don't get to use it because it's not as convenient as using literally any other block. I think the only things that scaffolding's got going for it is that you can place it pretty conveniently, create a column like so, or you can break it and it all pops off. That's pretty much about it. In terms of use and functionality, I just don't think it's got what it takes to be as good as it could be. Now we've covered some basics and some of my real annoyances. Let's see what a mess that you have to make with it if you want to do anything of a substantial size. Yeah, that's it. That monstrosity that you can see right there. Yeah, all of these wasted extra blocks. Yeah, this is all part of it. Now look at that. And I do believe, if my calculations were correct, I think I used 27 or 28 stacks to do this with. I mean, just look at it. It's raining down on you. I did that with less than 3 stacks of netherrack. And now look, it's raining. It's still raining. Unbelievable. You have to use so much of the stuff. Here we are. We built the platform out. It took me about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to build all of that. It was very, very, very quick. I didn't even think about it. Okay, I'm in creative this time round. It would have taken a little bit longer in survival, but it was pretty painless. It was absolutely awesome. I've built the column up so I could build the mirror of that particular shape over there. That's pretty cool. The crystal was done and everything within 3 stacks, and it literally took seconds. Thank you again for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure producing this video, even though I have had to touch so much of that disgusting block. It has been foul. It has been disgusting, but nonetheless, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Huge shout out to each and every single one of you, of my subs, my patrons, all of the people who have been supporting me over the last 2 years. You guys have been incredible, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So yeah, huge shout out to all of you. And if you're new, welcome. It's a pleasure. It's nice to meet you. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you did, please smash that like button. If I've earned a sub, please consider subscribing. It's going to help me out in the long run. And of course, if you want to see me live, twitch.tv/DrathMorg, Thursday to Sunday from around about 6 to 7 p.m. My usual start time. Much love to all of you. Thanks again. You guys have been incredible company. Take care. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take it easy. Bye.